This is one of the most memorable conferences in recent memory for me. How can I say it? It's the spirit of the thing, the tone and the tempo, the vibe of the organizers and the people that are here is just really, really welcoming, and everything's super high quality at the facility as well. And some of your creative touches, like the magician, the karaoke, what's it called? PowerPoint karaoke. These are extremely nice touches. So on a scale of 1 to 10, it's an 11 for me. Yes, and these aren't so easy to materialize, right? They're nice platitudes, but until you try to do them as a practice, that's all they are, right? Sure. Well, you know, I was very interested in who did the experience design, the scheduling and the placement of events through time and space in this conference. And I understand Jean-Pierre had a lot to do with that, and others also provided input. And the experience design here, I think, is pretty darn good. Yeah, the breaks aren't too short. You also are doing some innovative things. We have a workshop going while the main conference is in session, which is providing more mixing and more options for people. So these are all new things that I'm picking up from you guys. Yeah, the experience design is really good, and I think it does convey and support and encourage and manifest that openness and respect thing. On the respect side, you stay on time. You're keeping your promise. The promise of the schedule. You're right there. So that's I think another way that you're manifesting it. Yeah. Oh, well, you know, the role that I've taken up ever since I was a little kid, and the one I'm happy to keep taking up, is the role of problem child. So, yeah, be careful what you wish for if I come back. You know, my behavior might be a little bit more familiar and a little bit more relaxed, and you might ask me to tone it down, you know, and that's okay. I've been listing like where I'm going or what I'm doing on my bio page, and I'm kind of shocked at how many invitations I'm getting to come to conferences, to give workshops, to talk at user group meetings. And it's not like I'm soliciting these things, but I'm very happy to go where I'm invited. And I love conferences and the social opportunity there. And they're exhausting, but they're exhausting in like a really, really useful way. So for me, yeah, I love to come and do these workshops and come to the conference, and also help out the user group community if there is no conference at all. I usually budget a little time and money each year to just set aside to go and help a user group out that's local, or a train ride away or something like that. Oh yeah, so a really interesting concept is what if we could discover the news from the future? Like, what if we could read the headlines of the newspaper or the online magazine, or you know, whatever it is we're reading? It would be kind of cool to know the news from the future, wouldn't it? Because then we could plan in the present for the future that's coming, right? Right. So there's this whole concept of the logos, the words. So words are very powerful. So when you speak those words, the future manifests, right? This is the trick of this game of the news of the future. So some news from the future might be social scientist think tank confirms, right? Autonomy is the, you know, powers everything in the social world, right? And they show empirical data that proves that the social world is powered by autonomy and opt-in participation, consent, invitation, agency, right? But proven, proven with hard data, right? Evidence-based, right? Not some opinion. Opinions are very cheap to produce. In the Agile world, we're dealing with culture. culture, cultivation, growth. It's more of a living systems organic thing more than a machine, yeah? So we might be wise to become students of cultural anthropology. And if we did, we would learn that there's this term called liminality that describes the no man's land between two stable states. So I used to be here, I'm not there anymore. I'm going this way, but I'm not there yet. And I've never seen this other place yet. When you're in that no man's land, you are liminal. Limens is a Latin word, means door or threshold. So our society is going through tremendous changes. And as individuals and as employees, as members of groups, we are all liminal all the time. There is no steady state. We're pretending that there might be one, but in our society today, there almost never is. So this idea of being comfortable in the uncomfortable, being certain in the ambiguous, right? This is something we all, this is an art form that is, will raise the quality of your life if you can just sit with the awkward ambiguity of not knowing where you are. And I think that in Agile adoptions, this is exactly what's going on. Right, so we're all kind of feeling our way into the future, and what's really kind of cool about conferences is that you get to kind of road test your new story about what's unfolding in your industry for you personally or for the whole world, right? And we get to give each other feedback through conversation and dialogue, and we get to bounce ideas about what the adjacent possible is maybe for the next month, 2 months, or a year. And to me, that's the coolest thing about going to conferences. You meet a whole bunch of diverse people who aren't you. They come from places that you're not from. They've done things you haven't done, and they have a totally different perspective. And that's like the coolest thing about a conference is that it can help to validate or invalidate your hypothesis about what's about to happen in the next year, next month, or next 18 months.